Like, a lot of people just don't take, the stuff they do seriously. And when you don't take the stuff you do seriously, it actually seeps into your performance. I just wanted to talk about my experience that I had today. And basically it was about meditation. So I found that meditation can actually make my brain and my body work together in a way that I thought couldn't really happen. For me, this was the first step in creating the life that I want for myself. The world is becoming increasingly isolated from itself. Just look at the statistics, dude. Like, what is now considered as a success story is actually what used to just be the norm. For example, like, marriage is like way less than what it was. And then I felt like on Sunday, the night before, I went out with my friends and we just started snowboarding. And after we went snowboarding, we had a great time and everything. We went to McDonald's afterwards. And when we ate at McDonald's, we just talked for like a couple of hours because we hadn't actually talked. We hadn't seen each other in a few months actually, so it was good to catch up. A lot of us were going into, our lives and everything. Like we're all around the same age. We're all like early 20s, and we're just coming out of uni, and basically it's super. Like some of us we're going into jobs that we studied for and we got our degree for, and some of us are they're still looking for that job, but in the meantime they're kind of doing things like retail, but that's besides the point. Basically I was out till I would say I got home at around 1 a.m, 12 o'clock, and I came home and basically stayed up late. So then I woke up late the next day. What happened when I woke up late the next day? I felt like that half the day had just gone, and I ended up feeling like I ended up feeling worried for the week ahead because me personally, I've now got a job that I studied for, and it's pretty intense. Like I've got multiple projects that I'm working on. I've got it's mentally draining, and that's actually that's what comes with the job. I somewhat enjoy, and then I sometimes hate, because sometimes you get to the end of the day and you're just super drained. But anyway, we've got this week coming ahead, and I was just like, when it comes to Sunday, I'll just be sitting around because I'll just be procrastinating. And when I'm procrastinating, it's usually just watching YouTube or scrolling, and that's my procrastination mode. It's literally just watching YouTube and just consuming content, which I don't necessarily want to do, because I know that I'm actively just not building up a future that I want, because I eventually want a future where I can potentially stop doing my job and take on building things that I want to build, if that makes sense. And I see a lot of, because like I said, I watch a lot of YouTube, consume a lot of content, and it's something that I realized a while ago, which was damn, all of these YouTubers and content creators are actually building their own things, which they don't necessarily need to answer to a boss or anything like that. It's yeah, you might have a 50-hour work week, but it's more fulfilling than, I guess, having to clock in your 8 hours every day, which is something that I found at work. So yeah, so back to the point, I ended up working late. No, not working late. I ended up sleeping in late, and then I just felt worried about. I just felt, I guess, anxious. Oh man, I've got to go to work, one day, and it's just draining. It's just draining, man. Because, you've got, Friday is the day you have off. Oh, sorry, not Friday. Friday is the last day, right? Friday is like the celebration day. It's like, yes, you finally made it. And then you get to Saturday, and then the next thing repeats again. And it's like, dude, what are you doing, man? Anyways, I woke up late today, only had like half the day to be able to do stuff. And so I was watching YouTube, and then I was like, you know what? Let's try to get down. I'm gonna try to drill down into my brain. Why do I feel like this? And I used to actually, because I've been doing less of it recently, which is writing in my diary, and it's actually one of the small things that I was doing previously before I got my job, and it was actually helping me a lot because it was actually helping me to track where I was building, what weaknesses I had, what strengths I had, where I was going in life. And then I kind of stopped that before I got my job. Oh, well, I tried to continue that when I got my job, but then I didn't really like how my personal life was kind of messing with my work life. Because at work, actually, everyone says like you shouldn't be mixing your work life and personal life, but that's actually really hard because your work life seeps into your into your personal life. So yeah, I've just to mention like the job that I've got. It's I'm a designer, and it's just something that I graduated in 2023, so I've been there for about almost 2 years now, and yeah, it's something that I've kind of realized now is that you always need to be like on the ball, and if you're doing extra stuff, you have to be like extra on the ball. Otherwise, like, dude, you're gonna get eaten up. I'm not even gonna joke. I'm not gonna joke around or anything. Like, you'll get eaten up, bro. I'm not even gonna lie. So yeah, I woke up late. Let's go back. So I woke up late, and I was procrastinating, and then basically, I got to the point where I was just like, "Fuck, man. I need to somehow get rid of these emotions because I want to build something." So what I did was I actually have like a really big playlist saved up of all of the YouTube videos that I've got that kind of helped me because like I said, I was actually really focused on kind of habit building and writing down what I had into my diary every day. Basically, it's a diary. And so I would actually always be looking for ways that I could optimize my brain, because I guess continue the grind in a way, and enjoying the process. And I actually really enjoyed the process because I was like writing every day. I was setting goals. I was actually achieving the goals, and when I achieved the goals, you get this kind of, well, for me, I kind of got this sense of, it's a sense of achievement, and that actually spirals into you doing more for yourself. And I really want to get in that treadmill again, because that treadmill it carries the momentum, and that momentum you can use to really compound your life into something that you want. So, anyways, what did I do for this? What did I do to try to generate this momentum to be actually able to record this video in front of you guys? So I know the issue was procrastination, and I woke up late and I was feeling down. So if I'm feeling down, I went to my YouTube playlist, my saved list. I think I named it AA Help. Yeah, AA Self-Help. because I needed to get it to the top of the playlist that I have, because I have quite a few. Anyway, it's called Emotional Processing by Healthy Gamer GG. I don't know if any of you guys know who that is. I'm sure some of you do, especially if you're always wanting to make sure your mental well-being and just, I guess, overall well-being is. And he's actually helped me a lot, because I do sprinting, I do athletics, and that's a mentally tough thing. I was doing uni and I was doing sprinting, and it was something that I quickly realized was the mental health side of things actually really you really need to stand on top of that. You need to be on top of your mental health, because if you're not on top of your mental health, then it's like you're gonna run yourself into the ground. Pun not intended. But you're gonna run yourself into the ground, and you're not gonna be able to really stay on top of things, because there's actually been a lot of people that I know in the athletics community that they either stop, first of all, or they basically stop because they either burn themselves out, or they mentally just cannot take being having to train all day like that. And when you go into a competition, it's you get nervous, man. Like it's like anything. It's like you're performing. So I went into this video that I had saved actually a while ago. By Healthy Gamer, and it's called Emotional Processing, because I had done this a couple of times. Basically, it's like I don't know, I call it the Om meditation technique. But the Om meditation technique is I found it really works for me. Because I do athletics, one of the things that we've been taught is, when you recover and you've basically done a rep, or you've basically done a race, your body, your heart rate is up, like you're all over the place mentally, and then you're taught to take deep breaths and to slow down so you're able to recover physically. Meditation is like that, but it's for your mind. So basically you start out with breathing deeply, and you kind of get to this state of mind where you're almost like floating. You've got your eyes closed and you're breathing really slowly. And then I call it the Om meditation, because you need to think of this way. You need to think of, or you can just say like Om, basically. It gets you to the state of mind. And then at the end, what you do is, or for me anyways, because you really have to believe that the meditation is actually taking your state of mind towards, I guess, that your meditation is actually taking your state of mind to another place. Like you need to really, really believe and think that it's going to work. And when you really believe that it's going to work, then you take it seriously. And I guess that's the point I'm trying to get across, is you take it seriously. Like, a lot of people just don't take, the stuff they do seriously. And when you don't take the stuff you do seriously, it actually seeps into your performance. That's a common issue that I found across, many people, and even myself, for that matter. Definitely myself, actually. But because I'm taking the meditation seriously, I'm allowing my head to kind of go into the space, and at the end, you basically thank yourself for taking this meditation. And then what I basically said, thank you, I really want us to work together, because I believe that if we can work together, we can literally achieve anything that we want. And that is actually, I'm picturing when we're doing meditation, I'm picturing myself making this kind of bipartisan deal with my brain and my body to be able to work together, to be able to achieve anything that I want. And once that happens, when I got out of the meditation, when you slowly open your eyes, you just feel like you're present and you're not actually worried about the next thing that you go into. And then I was just like, oh yeah, I've been meaning to record a video or something because actually, this stuff is actually working for me. And the reason that I'm at this position and why I'm still going is because I'm actually applying all of these things, and I'm not trying to blow my own horn here or anything like that. It's just I know that I can do this stuff because it's actually the reason why I got basically top in the class in my degree. I got the job that I've done what I've done to get to the point at where I'm at. My employer, my boss, my manager, was just like, hey, like, we believe in you and you can do this. I know for a fact that what I did was nothing special. And I know that anyone if you're listening to this, like, anyone can do this. But it's small things like what I've just talked about, like meditation. If like I was feeling down, I identified the issue, and then I applied it. I applied because I had been writing down, I literally just write down what I'm feeling every day. It's nothing special. It's just something I go like, oh yeah, like, I feel like shit today. Oh, let me just write this down. I feel like shit today. Why do I feel like shit today? Oh, let me just write that down too. And then I'm like, well, I don't want to feel like shit. So I'm just gonna like find a way to be able to feel like better. And there's so many fucking videos online, and it's actually, it can be hard to find a solution, but I guess this would be a topic for another video. It's actually finding a solution. I guess like I said, I spend a lot of time on YouTube. I spend a lot of time consuming content, and you kind of get a feel as to what works and what doesn't. I'm sure you guys do too, because how on earth can you guys find this video? Like, this is my first video, so I don't know how you're managing to be able to find this, but hey, beats me, dude, beats me. Yeah, so I highly actually recommend the video that I'm gonna link it below, but I highly recommend that meditation video that Healthy Gamer GG did. Like, shout out to that guy, man, because yeah, he helped me a lot. Because now what I feel like I can just keep upskilling, and I hate that word because I feel like it's so overused. But it's like the only kind of word that I can use to describe. It's like you can feel like you can upgrade yourself in a way. Yeah, so I hope you guys can use this information in some way, or I guess you just find some comfort in knowing that everyone else is struggling, man. The struggle is fucking real. Yeah, so hope you guys enjoyed, and have a nice day. I'll talk to you soon. See ya.